Hey guys, Haz here at Shield K9. Today we are going to talk about how to deal with separation anxiety. A lot of bad information out there on how to fix this problem. So today I'm going to give you guys a free lesson on how to resolve this behavior. Again, I get so many calls about this problem. So the word isn't getting out. And I always feel bad for taking people's money to fix this problem because it's such an easy fix. Simply good management prevents the problem and good management fixes the problem. Now, why does it happen? Why do some dogs develop separation anxiety and some dogs don't? Well, I think in this instance, for this specific issue, there is a genetic component because you definitely see the propensity for this issue in specific breeds and, maybe within specific litters, but generally it's management. And as I said before, management can make you or break you when it comes to this. So, why do dogs suffer from this problem? Well, generally, it's anxiety-based. They need to always be with the handler. If they're not with the handler, they become anxious, they become insecure, and they deal with that emotion by destroying things, by pacing incessantly, and by offering other, coping mechanisms for the stress that they're feeling from being separated from the handler. So, the enemy of a dog that is insecure, that is anxious, right, that is fearful, is choices. You need to remove your dog's choices. And your house, and most people that have this problem, the dog is loose in the house, right? The problem is too many choices. So what I do with dogs, and really any dog that I'm bringing up, is I remove choices right from the get-go. So if I have a new puppy in my house, there aren't very many choices. If I have a young dog that I've just brought into my home or adopted, there aren't very many choices. And slowly I give the dog more and more choices as he or she shows the ability to mentally handle those choices, because choices come with responsibility. And some dogs don't have the mental fortitude to handle responsibility. If you really think about all the insecure people you might know, most of those people thrive on a lack of choice. I mean, that might explain the political situation we're in right now. But anyways, so containment, that's really, really big. If you are not home, you need a way to contain your dog because, as we already talked about, choice is a problem. So containment needs to be small. The dog does not thrive on a lot of space. So even if you put the dog in a 20 by 10 kennel, in my experience, dogs that have this issue will pace up and down the fence, they'll chew on the fence, they'll exhibit a lot of behaviors. What these dogs need is they need to be contained in such a way that they can move, but they can't move very much, because it reduces the likelihood that they will move a lot. So I like to use a well-built crate. It will take a very determined dog to get out of this, a crazy dog, right? Is it possible? Of course it's possible, but it won't be easy. Putting your dog in the crate isn't going to change the stress. If anything, for people that have serious separation anxiety, I say you're already at rock bottom. You got nowhere to go but up. Put the dog in a crate that he can't break out of. That's going to start to help him to get better. First of all, I'm going to give you guys some quick tips on how to introduce your dog to the crate, right? I like, especially if you have a food-motivated dog, right? I like to create some positive association. So, in the beginning, he's allowed to come in and out. So, if I just force him into the crate and jam the door shut, of course I'm making more stress. It's needless. It's useless. I shouldn't do that. In the beginning, I just teach the dog that it's okay to go in the crate to get food. Now I might close the door, and then guess what? I'll reward him through the door, right? And I'll open the door and he can come out, okay? A big raw bone that has some gristle, some fat, some meat on it, that's an excellent solution for a dog that stresses in the crate. The other thing that people struggle with dogs that have this problem is the noise. Well, I locked him in the crate, but he just howls and barks when I'm gone. Remember what I said about choices? He has the choice to make noise in the crate. Well, guess what? We need to remove that choice. So, if I'm home, it's easy enough to fix this problem, right? I'm going to just mark no whenever he makes noise. I'm going to go to the crate and I'm going to correct the dog. The only reason your dog's going to stop doing something that he finds satisfying is if you're applying an aversive consequence to that thing that he's doing. So if you're not applying an aversive consequence to that thing that he's doing, guess what? He's, even with the bone and with everything else, he's still going to feel free to do that. And the more he can do that, the more he can howl and bark and make that noise, the more stressed out he's going to get, even if he's in the crate and he can't go anywhere. So when you put a bark collar, a high quality bark collar, not some cheap crap on Amazon, you put it on the dog and it scales. So if the dog's making more and more and more noise, the collar scales up. If the dog's not making any noise, the collar is obviously not doing it. Now there's the last piece to this, exercise. Again, we get a lot of dogs in here that have this behavioral issue of separation anxiety. But guess what? Guess what happens here at Shield K9? They get out 3-4 times a day for training, intense training. We don't take them to the dog park and let them run around. We actually train them. So they learn to control themselves mentally and physically. That having to control themselves mentally, and it becomes a habit. So even when they're alone and in the crate, they learn. If you're watching this online, I strongly suggest you check out our Elite Off-Leash Obedience course, and that's an excellent way for you to train your dog. I also like to use the place command. We have videos on the place command. As you can see, dog stays on the place. Of course, don't leave your dog in the crate for 16 hours a day. That's stupid nonsense, okay? So, I hope this helps you guys. Feel free to check out our Elite Off-Leash Obedience course, and there's gonna be more courses on behavioral issues, competition obedience, protection training, and so much more gonna be made available online. And if you wanna train with us in person, feel free to look us up and call us, and we'll be happy to help you. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment below whether you agree, disagree. It's all good.